Hello students. So today we keep in continuation with the topic Seasons of India. We are going to continue with monsoon. So in this particular video we are going to focus on the monsoon and the retreating of the monsoons. Now the monsoons or the rainy season. In India, it begins in the month of June and lasts till September. It is a season which is awaited for by the people because of the scorching heat of the summer. So when the dark clouds arrive, it becomes a great pleasure for the people, and they all look forward for a very good and normal monsoon. Now, by the end of May, the pressure over North India becomes very low due to increasing temperature. Now, this causes air from high pressure zone over the Indian Ocean to move towards India. And when this southeast trades, they cross the equator, they get deflected to the right, and they begin to blow as southwest monsoon. Now, why do the winds get deflected to the right? Let us now learn the force which leads to the deflection of the wind. Now, due to the rotation of the earth, the prevailing winds appear to be deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere. So here in this diagram, we can see that when a wind is moving towards the northern hemisphere, it will get deflected to the right. So when it is moving from south to north, it will get deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere. And if a wind is moving from the north to the south, then also it gets deflected to its right. So any moving body, be it a wind or an ocean current, will always get deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere. And this is what happens due to the rotation of the earth. Now, since these winds are coming from vast expanses of water, they have crossed vast expanses of water. Now, when they reach the southern part of India, especially this part of India, they get divided into two branches. Now, when they are coming from the oceans towards the land, which is having an intense low pressure, they are known as the advancing monsoons. So here we can see that the winds are all coming from the sea towards the land. So these winds are known as the advancing monsoons. These winds are moisture laden and they are going to bring a lot of rainfall in India. Now, this season of heavy rainfall is known as the monsoon season. Most of India receives rainfall during this time of the year. So let us now learn in detail about the branches of the monsoon. Now the Indian peninsula is triangular, and because of this configuration of it being triangular, two branches of monsoon appear. One is the Arabian Sea branch and another one is the Bay of Bengal branch. Now the Arabian Sea branch brings rainfall to the western part of the Western Ghats. Now these are the monsoon winds which are striking the Western Ghats. So the side from where the monsoon winds are coming, it is known as the windward side. Now when these winds strike against the mountain which is acting as a barrier, they drop a large amount of their moisture in this windward side, that is the western slope of the mountains, while the rest, that is the eastern part of the mountain, gets substantially less rainfall, because by the time these rain-bearing winds move from the west towards the east, they are almost deprived of moisture. However, these winds gradually spread over central and northern India. So here we can see again that all these winds, again they spread over central and northern part of India. Now the Bay of Bengal branch is deflected towards the Ganga Valley or the Ganga-Brahmaputra Delta by the Arakan Yoma. So the Bay of Bengal branch, which is also having a southwesterly direction, first strike the Arakan Yoma and then it is deflected towards the northwest, and it brings heavy to moderate rainfall as it moves westwards. So these areas, especially parts of southern Bengal, parts of eastern Bihar and the northern part of Orissa, gets very heavy rainfall because these are the areas where the Bay of Bengal branch strikes first. Another branch moves towards the northeast, and here they strike against the Garo, Khasi and Jaintia hills in Meghalaya. So this region over here where we have these three hills, that is Garo, Khasi and Jaintia, here the Bay of Bengal branch strikes and brings a lot of rainfall to this region, Meghalaya, which in other words we can say the abode of clouds. Here we have the wettest place on earth, that is Monsoon, which records nearly 1700 centimeters of rainfall. Heavy to moderate rainfall occurs in the foothills of the Himalayas and in the Ganga plain. The Indus plain, that is over here, gets moderate rainfall because by the time the Bay of Bengal branch reaches over here, it has lost a huge part of its moisture. The northwestern parts of peninsular India gets heavy rainfall because of the two branches, that is, the southwest monsoons meet here along with the Arabian Sea branch. Parts of the eastern coast receives rainfall from the retreating monsoon, about which we are going to talk about. Very low rainfall occurs over here because the Aravallis are parallel to the Arabian Sea branch, and hence these winds are not able to shed their moisture over here. The Bay of Bengal branch of the monsoon is also very dry by the time it reaches over here. So this area is very dry. Another very dry area occurs to the lee side of the Himalayas in the region of Leh and Ladakh. The leeward side of the Western Ghats are the areas which does not get a huge amount of rainfall. Now the retreating monsoon occurs during the month of October and November. So after dropping all the moisture during the monsoon region, it is now time for the monsoon to return. Now the pressure on the land has become high and it is becoming cooler. Because of this, the winds begin to move from the land towards the sea. So during this time, a low pressure gets created over the seas and oceans, while a high pressure is found over the northwestern part of India. This change of pressure condition leads to the reversal of the monsoon winds. The winds now begin to blow in a northeasterly direction. Now it is during this time we feel the October heat. During this time, the skies are clear. There is slight change and rise in the temperature because the winds are coming from the land towards the sea. The humidity is very high due to the evaporation from the moist land. Now this combined heat and humidity is known as the October heat, which makes the weather very uncomfortable. However, by November, northern India starts to get rapidly cooled, and by December, the winter sets in. The retreating monsoon brings rainfall to the coastal areas of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, because when the monsoon retreats, it picks up moisture from the Bay of Bengal current and brings rainfall to the eastern and southeastern part of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. Now, India is a land of monsoon because it is the most important season of the country. It is undoubtedly the season of rains. The breaking of the monsoon makes headlines in the newspaper. A good monsoon means a very good yield in agriculture. Thus, the economy of India is greatly affected if the monsoon is not good, and the gross domestic productivity of the nation also gets highly affected. But when there is a very good monsoon, the gross domestic productivity is high, the industries begin to produce a lot because the people are having a buying capacity. So students, we have learnt in detail about the monsoon and how it brings rainfall to the entire country of India. We have also learnt the season of retreating monsoon and how it affects the coastal areas of Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry and Andhra Pradesh. I hope you have understood the seasons of India and enjoyed the journey of the different seasons which India experiences. So that is what we have enough time for today. Thank you.